We are ready to go on this Wednesday night from the desert of Tucson, Arizona. It's FC Tucson playing host to North Carolina FC. Tonight's match is presented by the city of Tucson. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us tonight from Keno Sports Complex. Always a fun time when FC Tucson is here at home, and there is a lot to play for as we take a look at the standings. And they are presented by Clear Channel Outdoor. North Carolina FC, with their loss over the weekend to Chattanooga, they are eliminated. FC Tucson, though, holding that last spot in the top 6, level on 33 points. And just above North Texas, who beat FC Tucson on Sunday. We'll get into more of that and all of these playoff permutations as the game continues. But looking at this FC Tucson side, their return to form, and since John Perlman has taken over as head coach, it has almost been a completely new Tucson side. Prior to Sunday's loss, Tucson was unbeaten in 7, but now coming into the night sitting in 6th spot, Perlman has told his team that all of that hard work they have done to get into this position could be undone with just a few bad results. And with 4 games left, Tucson is trying to stay in that playoff picture. On the other side for North Carolina FC, Josh Cohn is back in Tucson. There aren't many connections between these two sides, but he is one of them. The Indianapolis native was the co-goal scoring leader a year ago for FC Tucson alongside Shaq Adams, and now tonight they will grace the field together as opponents as Cohn and North Carolina try to shake up the playoff picture, even though they are eliminated from contention. We might see one of those goals of the year that Cohn produced last year in a Tucson jersey. So we are all set to go tonight from Tucson, Arizona. FC Tucson trying to stay in that top 6. North Carolina trying to spoil the party. Lineups and first kick coming up next.
Hi, this is Dr. Mo Mortazavi, Medical Director at Spark Sports Medicine, Rehabilitation and Concussion Center. In general, we like to cover a few different domains: cognitive domain, balance, vision. We know that all the research has shown that early intervention after a concussion, particularly in the areas that have been affected, are critical. Our efforts will help keep the team healthy and moving towards our goal of a championship this year.
Are you ready to take back control? It starts with a choice. Don't blame the system for their greed, for treating you like a number and not a person, because you have the power to do something about it. Don't make them too big to fail. Make your future too strong to fail. Put your money where your values lie and take back control.
The lone game in USL League One on this Wednesday evening from Keno Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona. Tonight's match presented by the city of Tucson. Well, these two teams have played once already this season. It was the first ever matchup between these two sides back on May 29th at WakeMed Park in Cary, North Carolina. And there were goals for both sides, but it would start with North Carolina. Selmir Miscic around the goalkeeper, able to slot it home for 1-0. Peter Pearson, unfortunately, this ruled in own goal as he cues that into his own net. And then the winner, Manu Ferriol, right at the top of the area. Beautiful curling shot. And that was a 2-1 win for FC Tucson, the first match these two teams have ever played, which means tonight is the second match these two teams have ever played. It's time to look at the right sure starting lineups. Here's John Perlman's starting 11, and And there are 2 changes into the 11. Gio Calixto will get the start up top. And of course, Korf and Adams providing the width in the midfield. Delgado, Kone, and Dennis. And in goal, of course, it is Wallace Lapsley. On the other side, for North Carolina FC, 4 changes for John Bradford, including in that back line as Britton Fisher comes in. Peter Pearson will also be in that midfield. No Pekka, he is on the bench tonight. And Christo will also be coming off the bench. JT Kamara misses another game for North Carolina as Ezeal Jackson is up top for NCFC. So that gets us set to go. There's a look at John Perlman, the, of course, new head coach for FC Tucson, as was named just a few days ago. And, of course, the coach of the month across USL League One, as was announced earlier today. He has really taken the reins of this FC Tucson side and run with it. Tonight's referee is Lorenzo Hernandez. It's North Carolina FC in all white. It's FC Tucson in those black kits. For Tucson, Arizona standards, a fairly chilly night, 64 degrees, and that temperature will be dropping here in the desert as the night continues. Calixto stands over it, and just waiting on the whistle now of Lorenzo Hernandez. There's the whistle, and we are underway from Keno Sports Complex. FC Tucson, North Carolina FC. The second game of this week in USL League One, and already here comes FC Tucson. It's Derek Korf. Delgado on the overlap. Korf cutting in field. Now puts the brakes on, and will play this back. Barnathan, and FC Tucson will take some time on the ball. Well, it's been 11 days for FC Tucson since they have last taken to the field. That 2-0 defeat against North Texas, and that ended that long 7-game unbeaten streak. 5 wins, 2 draws over those 7 games. As this ball is played downfield, Josh Cohn will not get there and into the arms of Wallace Lapsley. Talking with John Perlman earlier this week, said he wasn't disappointed with the performance. He thought his team did a lot of things well. He just said North Texas was better in those critical moments, and that's also something that he wants his team to work on moving forward. And in those critical moments, his team has to convert and be clinical. Some of that pressure forcing a turnover, but it's right back now to Tucson. Here's Derek Korf. Calixto there on his left. Korf to his left foot. Korf, it's saved. McGuire able to get his left hand down to it and push it away. Good start here from FC Tucson in the opening 90 seconds. As for North Carolina FC, they have lost 4 straight coming in, just 1 win in their last 7, 2 over their last 11. That last win coming on September 11th against New England Revolution 2. That 4-1 win over Clint PA's side. They played a back and forth match. It was Carolina Railhawks Day. They're wearing those old kits over the weekend. They looked pretty good in them, but couldn't get the win over Chattanooga. Still, John Bradford pleased about his team's intensity and feeling. Thought his side started well. He said that just being a young team, some of those similar issues popped up again. As Flick will get this at the end line. Setting it all the way across field. And a heavy challenge coming in. The referee thought about the whistle for a moment, and now he decides to blow it. An interesting decision. Tried to play advantage. That was a big challenge, though, coming in. This will be a yellow card here in the 3rd minute for North Carolina.
Advantage card. Yellow card.
Another look at it here on the right shirt replay. Big challenge coming in by Nelson Flores, the 22-year-old out of Alexandria, Virginia. Does have some experience, though, playing in the western part of the United States. Time with San Diego 1904 and the Oakland Roots. It's a Vantage West Credit Union yellow card. Nearly a turnover here at the back. Jackson putting good pressure on the two center backs. It'll be a throw-in for North Carolina. Flick to throw it back in. It's Barnathan who collided there with Josh Cohn. No call from the referee. And Fisher will play this calmly back for McGuire. Looks to be a windy night here in Tucson, Arizona. So those flags behind the goal are flapping in the breeze. I'm sure this is pretty comfortable weather though for these players. Getting out of the heat of the summer and into some of the cooler temperatures of early fall. As North Carolina tries to come into the attack, Jackson was cut off. Played back for Lapsley, who had to get rid of it quickly. North Carolina doing well with its pressure here in the opening 5 minutes. Forcing Tucson into some tough situations. And the referee saying that they need to come back a little bit farther to take this throw-in. Jackson. It'll be another throw-in deep in the corner now. Jackson. Pearson controls. And now it's Fisher. This North Carolina FC side, it's been a tough year for them just in terms of conceding goals, and especially as of late. They've conceded 3 goals at least in 4 of the last 5 losses. As Cohn comes forward, Flick gets it out wide, cross coming in all the way across the face of goal. And collected by Steedman on the far side. Quick ball coming back into the area, is cleared right away. Some good early possession for the roadside in these opening few minutes. Turnover in the middle, picked up by Delgado. There's Kone. Still Delgado. Now Barnathan. Backheel flick from Delgado will keep FC Tucson in possession and spring Derry Korf into the attack. Here's Korf. To get the cross away, puts this to the top of the box, and Dennis will take the shot on, and he puts it out of play. Well, it was good to talk to John Perlman about that duo of Derry Korf, but first let's take a look at the Atletico physical therapy injury report. Martina and Pekka, he actually makes the bench today. There was some uncertainty as to whether he would be in the lineup tonight. He is on the bench, and Uzo is out for FC Tucson. But in talking with John Perlman this week about that partnership between Korf and Dennis, rave reviews from the manager. So they're very close off the field. 2 Englishmen, Dennis from Brighton, Korf from Chester. He said they really have trust in each other's skill sets. They're always pushing each other in training. As Delgado is brought down, Max Flick got stuck into that challenge, and a free kick to FC Tucson. Another look at it on the right sure replay. Crafty play there by Delgado. Nothing that Flick could do as Delgado got himself between the defender and the ball. It is the 2 Englishmen now standing over this set piece in Korf and Dennis. will be Dennis, the outswinger. Good ball in, back post, headed down, the shot is blocked down. Still in there for Tucson. Calixtro, it's blocked. Good chance for FC Tucson to try to grab that opener. A couple of failed clearances by North Carolina FC. Another chance to look at on the right sure replay. The initial shot was put on by Master Antonio. It stayed alive by Barnathan, just able to backheel it to Calixtro. Good early pressure from FC Tucson. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Charlie Dennis with the foul there in the center of the park. The Mbai to put this back in play for North Carolina. Here's Cone. Good ball in behind. Jackson making the run. This will funnel through for Wallace Lapsley. It's interesting looking at some of the stats. You just look at goals for both these sides. Tucson comes in tied for third, 35 goals. North Carolina, though, 11th with just 26. But you look at expected goals, it's North Carolina in 11th place with 26 goals. So they're basically right on their mark in terms of expected goals and actual goals scored. As for Tucson, though, they're just one place better in 10th spot of expected goals with 27. So they are really converting on those opportunities. And you look at that conversion rate. It's the second best conversion rate in the league at 16%. So John Perlman was talking about being good in those critical moments, being clinical in those critical moments. At times, Tucson has, but going back to that North Texas game, they just couldn't get the job done, unable to find the score sheet on the night. Another whistle. This will be a free kick for North Carolina once more. Delgado committing the foul. Ball driven in, right at Lapsley. And he'll look to distribute quickly, the 24-year-old. Played it in the corner, Miscic couldn't get there. On the offseason, a couple of good gets for this FC Tucson side. The likes of Derry Korf and Wallace Lapsley, who both a year ago played with New York Red Bulls 2 in the USL Championship. They've been key parts of the team this year here in Tucson. Lapsley, 24 starts in goal. As for Derry Korf, he's also played 24 times and, of course, has chipped in 6 goals, 2 assists. And you can see with the way that Tucson at times wants to play with a lot of energy. I think that works well with what they were taught during their time with New York Red Bulls and that up-tempo style of play. Ennis trying to flick this along. Adams was waiting for it. Mbai got there first for North Carolina. It's Delgado going over the back. Looks like just a warning from the referee. Aggressive play there from João Delgado. Portuguese midfielder who started his career with Reading United here in the United States. Delgado. Turned over, good pressure by Korf. And now it's Shaq Adams running right at Flores. Getting around Flores, using that pace, cutting it back. Calixtro! It's Korf, he couldn't keep it in play. It's all going to be waved away though, the offside flag is up. This didn't arrive quick enough, Derry Korf. Again, good move down that right side, all started by Shaq Adams, using that pace here on the right sure replay. Calixtro, it was blocked down. Korf was going to be at a tough angle. Here's Fox. Derry Korf. Barnathan trying to put that into a tough area. This deflects out and a throw in for Tucson. Another cross coming in. Korf was waiting. And Jackson is trying to clear that out. Well, the big key for John Bradford and North Carolina FC coming into these last few games, last 4 games, he said his side, what he's going to be preaching is just the need to stay competitive. They want to see out this season, giving opportunities to players who could fit into the future of North Carolina FC. He said the key word going into these last 4 is opportunity. He's giving the opportunity to some of these young players. And he said coming into this year, he knew it would be a battle, and really the focus was on individual development and wanted guys to come along. I think you can definitely see that from the start of the season till now, the progress this North Carolina FC side has made. Here's Cone taking this on, and Lapsley bats it away. Well, Cone trying to come back to Tucson and score what would have been a tremendous goal if he could have beaten Lapsley. This will be a good angle. A good save by Lapsley, able to push that away with his left hand. It will be Josh Coe now to take the corner kick, but not before a whistle from Lorenzo Hernandez. Here's the in-swinger. Header by Calixtro. Will clear this outside of the box. Now Flores. Cone chipping this in. Try to switch the play. Mbai will get it right back. Still cutting in field. It's Mbai curling, and it's saved again by Lapsley. Senegal center back for this North Carolina side. You don't see him in the attack all too much. He was the 2019 ACC Defensive Player of the Year at Clemson in his 2nd season with North Carolina FC. The stats tell you there could be some goals in this first half. Here's Barnathan. He'll play it back for Lapsley, who's under some pressure again from Jackson. Mastrantonio has it taken away. It's Arriaga. Gets this out wide. Miscic with the cross. And right into the waiting arms of Lapsley. Here's Korf. Long switch of play. And a good ball out to that right side. Shaq Adams. And the return ball was deflected and then cleared away. It'll be a throw-in back to North Carolina. 19 minutes gone. There's John Perlman. Congratulations to him. A big week in his career. Being named the head coach of this FC Tucson side. Getting the interim tag taken away. And of course then being named coach of the month after what was a great September. We mentioned the 7 unbeaten prior to the loss on the second day of October. 5-0-2. That loss last time out, their first loss since August 14th against Union Omaha. Another whistle will stop play. It'll be another free kick back to North Carolina. There's Steedman. Long ball out to that right side, too far for Josh Cohn. Steedman, another one of those loanees. Coming over from Atlanta United too. Goes along with Aziel Jackson, who's on loan from Minnesota United. Already one game in the books this week in USL League One. And tonight is the second. Another good chance coming for Tucson. Adams with the cross, and nearly an own goal. Mbai just puts this out. It'll be a corner kick coming for Tucson. There it is on the right sure replay. It's a Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick, and this one will be another one. And another Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. This time it'll be an in-swinger. Right into the middle and cleared away, but tracked down by Charlie Dennis. Still Dennis. Fox is there in support. Sliding challenge by Miscic. Oh, that's good skill by Miscic. Jackson chasing after this. Lapsley coming all the way off his line, almost to midfield, and clears this away. You're not allowed to keep him. Good crowd out on this chilly Tucson October evening. It's the push to the playoffs for FC Tucson, coming in level on points tonight with North Texas, who will play on Sunday at Fort Lauderdale. A lot of interesting matchups to come this weekend, as they all seem to be, with the table as close as it is. Although we have started to see a little bit of separation, at least from the top and those trying to get in those final few places. Sure isn't as close as what it was when seemingly the entire table was level on points. It's Flores, who was brought down. Free kick. Kone got himself in the way. There's a look at that middle of the table with Tucson on 33 points. It'll be an in-swinger again. Trying to put more pressure on Lapsley, but this headed out of play. Here's Korf. Some pressure on him by Arriaga. Mastrantonio is trying to send it upfield for Adams. Jackson looked like he was pulled back, and this will be a yellow card. Mastrantonio into the book. And remember, it is FC Tucson playing without one of those players on that back line, Maximilian Schenfeld, who picked up FC Tucson's league-leading 7th red card last time out. As they look at it there on the right sure replay. Another ball sent in. Lapsley, once again, there to claim it. And he'll distribute quick again. Trying to find Korf. Here's Calixtro. Got himself between the defender and the ball. Draws the foul on Dan Steedman. Mbai trying to go over the top. Barnathan. Oh, that's a heavy challenge in the middle. A decision from the referee. Putting Pearson on the deck. Barnathan just trying to go for the ball. And it looks like the referee has the red card in his hand. Asking for the trainers to come on for Peter Pearson. And it looks like for a second straight game, this could be Tucson going down to 10 men. And it is a red card. The captain, Dakota Barnathan, has been sent off. It is the league-leading 8th red card for FC Tucson this season. And the second straight game that they will be down to 10 men. A rash challenge put in by Barnathan. Here it is again, just trying to lunge for that ball. Studs up, that is an easy decision, high up on the leg. And he is not allowed to continue any further. There shouldn't be any arguments about that. Barnathan is done. And it's Pearson still being worked on here by the trainer. Pearson back to his feet. That's good to see. That was a heavy challenge by Dakota Barnathan. Good crowd here in Tucson. Tonight's presenting sponsor is the City of Tucson, who would like to extend a thank you to any and all frontline workers who made it out to the game tonight. Their service to the Tucson community is not overlooked. Probably some students from the U of A coming over. Checking out some soccer here on this Wednesday night. And Pearson back to his feet. That is good to see. Pearson, the 25-year-old, his first season here with North Carolina. Spent time with Tormenta, Des Moines Menace, Fresno Fuego, and USL League 2 as well. Hopefully he can continue on. John Perlman trying to think things over now with his technical staff. Well, they changed the formation. Of course, Barnathan starting at outside back tonight. How will the formation change now with Tucson down to 10 men? Usually you see the 4-4-1. That's what most coaches deploy when down to 10 men, but we'll see what the decision is here from John Perlman and FC Tucson, who are in a tough spot now with over an hour to go. Played in behind, it's Jackson to the end line, and now the flag comes up. Late decision there.
30th minute.
As Pearson, it's good to come back on. That's good to see after he was taken down there on the red card challenge. It's now Kalen Fox wearing the captain's armband tonight. Delgado under pressure, having to switch the play. Mastrantonio couldn't get there. Here comes North Carolina. Trying to dribble through two with Selmir Miscic. The referee waves the penalty shout away. Pearson. Move on the far side. Miscic up ahead, still coming forward, and the referee waves that one away again. So two potential penalty shouts, and now it looks like a substitute is readying on the far side for FC Tucson. It's a real opportunity for North Carolina to grab a result on the road tonight. Up a man, about an hour. Here's Korf. After it was Flick who slipped. Delgado. Here's Steedman. And here comes North Carolina. Miscic leads the break, ahead for Jackson, showing a burst of pace. Jackson! And it's blocked down by Lapsley. Aziel Jackson. And a player remaining down for North Carolina. Another look at it on the right sure replay. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot. Lapsley wasn't taking any chances. It is Miscic who is still down.
Substitution for FC Tucson coming into the game.
And it will be a substitution, and maybe not the way that FC Tucson wanted this to go. It's a defensive-minded substitution, and it's presented by Right Shirt. It's Alex Knox coming on, and unfortunately, Gio Calixtro is the one who has to be sacrificed. So it's Calixtro off. It is Alex Knox on for his 18th appearance and 13th off the bench. Here's Cone. Played out wide, options to aim for in the middle. Early chance for Knox to get in on the action as this one rolls out of play. Oh, with sight sets on home field advantage, El Paso Locomotive welcomes an OKC Energy side looking to remain above the playoff line. It's El Paso and OKC Energy Sunday, October 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. If you're flipping through other USL matches tonight, it's a good one. El Paso and Colorado Springs in the championship. This one, the lone one in USL League One tonight. After New England Revolution 2's 1-0 victory over Forward Madison. New England sitting on 37 points and in 4th spot. And they could be in a spot to potentially host in the first round of the playoffs. Remember, it's 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. Top 2 seeds get a bye through that first round directly into the semis. Played forward, the header back, and cleared away. And also a note, they will reseed after that first weekend of the playoffs. Here's Dennis, maybe a chance for Tucson to break. Good ball out wide, it's Alex Knox. Brings him out to this near touchline. Knox looks infield for Korf on the turn. He was bumped, referee not buying it. Here comes Cone for Jackson centrally. Again, Cone. And Flick. Cone. Pearson. Flores with options in the middle. Again, Flores overshoots this one. Well out of play. Here's Kone, has it taken away. Here's Steedman with the cross. Mischich fell down. And here comes Tucson. Good moves here. Still coming into the attack is Frankie, gets it out wide. Good ball movement. It was Korf in the middle, and Flores will clear. And when Tucson has had chances in transition, they've tried to get upfield quickly. There you can see the record with teams with red cards this season across League One. It's honestly not as skewed as I thought it would be. 9 wins is pretty impressive. We'll see what gives here tonight in these final 50 plus. By there to cover defensively, just puts this out of play. Play down the line. And again, Ambai there to cover. North Carolina FC in control. Arriaga. Here's Flick. And now Cone. Crossing this in, the header glancing to the back post, and Miscic could not put it in.
We are now past the 40th minute of the first half.
So close for Selmir Miscic. Always goal dangerous. 3 goals, 2 assists for the Bosnian. The right sure replay, just a little flick in front of goal. That maybe grazed the crossbar on the way out as well. Dennis trying to play it in behind for Shaq Adams. Miscic taken off the ball again by Master Antonio. Lapsley gives it right back to Miscic. Miscic and out of play. See the record with Tucson in terms of they've had a lot of red cards, so it's been split across the board. One of those red cards did come against North Carolina, although it was in the 90th minute all the way back in May. Jackson plays this in field. Jackson will get it back. Of course, that's Ryan Rose, our producer, digging up all those good nuggets. And again, played back to McGuire. We haven't called his name a whole lot tonight. Back in the western United States, the Chino, California native, Jake McGuire. Able to stay in play. Steedman for Cone. Gives it right to Kone. There's a force in that midfield for Tucson, and will have to continue to be down to 10 men. Here's Frankie. Kone. And out. This falls kindly for Knox. Korf and Dennis in the middle. Dennis lays this off for Korf. Now have to take it out of the box. White jerseys converge quickly. Cycled around to the left again. Knox. He's filling in that left back position for Dakota Barnathan, who saw red in the 27th minute. Pretty rash challenge on Peter Pearson. Taken down, free kick. This in a good position for FC Tucson if they want to put something on frame. And Pearson given a yellow card for his troubles. There it is on the right sure replay. That yellow card presented by Vantage West Credit Union. Korf. It's a two-man wall. And might he try to pick out that near post? Plenty of options though in the middle. Derry Korf drives it in low, is right off Delgado, who went to ground, and here comes Jackson leading the break for North Carolina. Jackson, black jerseys tracking back, and Korf got that challenge just right. Number for stoppage time, 4 minutes. It's presented by Rightshire. It's Knox in an offside position. What was the long delay with Pearson down after the red card challenge by Barnathan? A look at where we sit in terms of the standings. Tucson with the live standings would be at 34, so they would secure that 6th place spot for now. They know 3 points, so important this late into the season. Same amount of games played. This is their game in hand against North Texas, so crucial for them to create some separation between them and North Texas. Here's Mbai. Get an extra talking point here before halftime. Flores, pardon me, that was deflected out of play. Now it's Miscic. His cross coming in, a free header. Steedman right through the middle, unmarked, and couldn't put the header on frame. Great chance. Again on the right sure replay, good service in, and Steedman knows he has to do better. Pearson was able to win that back before Delgado got there. 90 seconds remain in this first half. Miscic plays this upfield, will deflect back for Lapsley. Wonder how things could change come halftime for this FC Tucson side, whether Perlman will tweak the tactics at all. As for John Bradford, I assume it would just be more of the same. They've been on the front foot in this first half. Can they create some more opportunities? 7 shots total. Tucson has had 6, to be fair. Only 2 of them have found the frame, though, for North Carolina, just 1 for Tucson. Another foul in the middle will set up a free kick these last few seconds. That should take us to halftime.
Let's go Tucson!
All put in play, and there is the whistle that brings the first 45 minutes of action to a close. No goals to speak of, but FC Tucson down to 10 men with the Dakota Barnathan red card coming in the 27th minute. Halftime tonight is presented by Right Sure. See what the second half brings. A lot to talk about during the 15-minute intermission. It's FC Tucson 0, it's North Carolina 0.
At Raising Cane's, our dining rooms are open, and our crew is serving up hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and my favorite, cane sauce. So come on in for meetups and wind-downs, lunch breaks and dinner fixes, pre-games and after-parties, or whenever your chicken finger cravings hit. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Lately, we've all faced difficult choices. We sacrifice. We choose to stay home, to connect, not to be stuck in our fears. And when we choose each other, life gets better. We choose to be here when you need us, to support you during hard times. We choose strength and hope. We choose you.
Mexico's more than a country. It's a feeling. Wherever you feel Mexican, there is Mexico. It could be in the middle of LA, or in the middle of nowhere. It's in our blood. Don't waste time trying to hide it. It's too big, too strong. This is who we are. Let's celebrate it. Tecate. Mexico is in us.
Welcome back to the Right Sure halftime show. FC Tucson, North Carolina FC, the lone game on this Wednesday night across USL League One. But over the weekend, plenty of good matches to feast your eyes on. We start in North Texas, as North Texas hosting the Richmond Kickers. Early on, it looked to be a great opportunity to get on the score sheet for North Texas. Jalen Chrysler said no, a goal line clearance, and it stays at 0-0. But it wouldn't stay 0-0 for much longer. Maybe a fortunate deflection. Gibran Raya, right place, right time, able to slot it home in the 33rd minute. And that got North Texas off to a good start in that first half. As this first half would continue, Bolaños got himself in a good position, but right off the post. And then come the second half, 81st minute, what a goal that was by Zaca Moran, the Argentine, with an equalizer from distance. That makes it 1-1, but Richmond was not done yet. Ivan Megales, back post, able to head this one home, and Richmond steals 3 points at Choctaw Stadium there in Arlington. So Richmond does it again over North Texas. Eric Quill not pleased about that finish. Then we go down to South Florida. This was probably the game of the weekend, at least if you liked goals. And we're going to show you all of them. Azad Liati, he would get the first one. That in the 18th minute. He would have much more to say as this game would continue. So that makes it 1-0 to Tormenta. Then, great service in. Little flick. Mitchell Curry, right place, right time. Able to just head this home. Harden, the center back Harden, with the assist. That is Ethan. We'll talk about his brother here in just a second. Azad Liati then going down in the box on the other side of halftime. Drake Callender, can't believe it. Marco Micheletto, goal number 11 on the season. He likes scoring in this stadium. That's his second goal at Dry Pink Stadium this season, and a little celebration as well. We'll let you all have a laugh with this one, and yeah. So Micheletto on the score sheet, and then back the other way. Here we go. The goals would really start to come. We talked about Ethan Harden with the assist. How about Drew Harden with the goal? 51st minute, and he's able to slot that one home past Pablo Jara. Had to wait just 4 more minutes for another goal. Sean Hundahl right through the middle, able to chip this up and over Pablo Jara. And the goals would just keep on coming. Hard to keep track with all these. Azad Liati on the ball again. A breakaway. Modesto Mendez couldn't get there. That's a great finish from Azad Liati. A brace for Liati on the night, but that would not be all. Liati again through the 5-hole. Hat trick, and Tormenta takes a 4-3 lead. And then at the end, Modesto Mendez flying in for the 8th goal of the game. Most goals in a League One game. 3 equalizers by Fort Lauderdale over the 90 minutes. And what a match it was. Both coaches cannot believe that one. And then some Tuesday night action across the league. New England Revolution 2 and Forward Madison. Justin Rennicks. That's a pretty nifty finish there from Rennicks. The earliest goal on the season for New England Revolution 2. Able to make it 1-0. That would be the lone goal on the night. Forward Madison has had some trouble scoring goals as of late. Adi Jepson forcing a save there out of Joe Rice. Maybe took a little deflection on the way. And then right at the end, Noah Fuson would get on the end of this. Credit Josiah Trimmingham for holding that up, but Fuson couldn't find the finish. New England gets 3 points, and they get the 1-0 win. So the second half from Tucson is on the way. It's North Carolina FC and FC Tucson.
Physical therapy is usually the thing you're told to do after medication, x-rays, or even surgery. But what if the best way to fix your aches and pains is to start where you normally finish? At Athletico, our therapists, the same ones who work with world-class athletes and professional dancers, can transform your pain before it progresses to something worse. Because the sooner you start with physical therapy, the sooner you can start changing everything. And it all starts here with no prescription needed at Athletico. Schedule your free assessment today.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey! Change the channel back!
Sorry, it's up to the wheel!
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solik, the backheel in! What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal. Kiramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitutes.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
News and notes from around USL League One. Still trying to figure out that playoff picture. North Carolina FC, the only team eliminated. Omaha and Chattanooga were able to clinch their spots. 3 weeks to go. And the USL naming Amanda Vandervoort as the first president of the USL Super League. She was able to chat with Mike Watts, Devin Kerr on USL All Access. You can catch that interview. The player of the week, Azad Liati, got the hat trick in the dramatic 4-4 draw. We just showed you those highlights. He headlines the Clear Audio Team of the Week. Plenty of good performances across the league. Game winners, good defensive performances, and of course, plenty of goals. Speaking of goals, Emiliano Terzaghi, 15 of them this season. He leads the way for the Golden Boot race. Marius Lomas is just 2 goals behind. Will we get some drama down the stretch in terms of this race? As for assists, we saw Ricky Ruiz. He has 9 assists on the season. Acosta and Boyce falling just behind with 7 apiece. And of course, Charlie Dennis with 6 assists on the season. A look at the Golden Glove race. Joe Rice moving into 2nd spot, overtaking Tim Trilk after the clean sheet yesterday. But Rashid Nuhu, he leads the charge, and it looks like we will get a new Golden Glove winner across the league this season. The Raising Cane's scoreboard, headlined by that really big 1-0 win for Greenville triumph over Union Omaha on Saturday, and plenty of goals elsewhere across the league as well. Next up in USL League One, the Richmond Kickers and Forward Madison. These two teams just faced off about a week ago, and they'll go at it again, 6:30 Eastern Time on Saturday. The Kickers and the Mingos from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. This is such an important game for both of these sides. Forward Madison really needing 3 points. And as for Richmond, they're trying to get those 3 points as well to stay in that top 6. A look at the Sheraton Tucson Hotel and Suites upcoming schedule. A lot of action for you. We got 5 games on Saturday, and then that 1 game on Sunday. Fort Lauderdale will play host to North Texas Soccer Club. So a busy weekend across the league in the final month of the season. The second half from Tucson is on the way.
Traveling through the night, when I woke up to my surprise, saw a sliver of big, big sky.
Therapy is usually the thing you're told to do after medication, x-rays, or even surgery. But what if the best way to fix your aches and pains is to start where you normally finish? At Athletico, our therapists, the same ones who work with world-class athletes and professional dancers, can transform your pain before it progresses to something worse. Because the sooner you start with physical therapy, the sooner you can start changing everything. And it all starts here with no prescription needed at Athletico. Schedule your free assessment today.
Getting set for the second 45 minutes. Halftime is presented by Right Sure. It is 0-0 between FC Tucson and North Carolina FC. No goals to show you as we look at our Right Sure first half highlights. And early on, it would be FC Tucson getting into the attack. Derry Korf was bright in the opening few minutes. Get onto his left foot. He made it a very tough angle. McGuire able to make the save. That was the lone shot on target of the first 45 minutes for FC Tucson. Another couple of chances here. This one blocked down. And Calixtro, another one blocked as well. So a few block shots for FC Tucson. They were dangerous in the opening 27 minutes. And I mentioned 27 minutes because that's when the game changed. There still were some chances for North Carolina FC. As this one played into Wallace Lapsley. And this is when the game changed. The red card, Dakota Barnathan. Heavy challenge, studs up, high up the leg. Checks just about every box. And that was the last we would see of Dakota Barnathan as he would be sent off, a red card. And a look at the halftime stats. Shots are still pretty even across the board and still looking for that first goal. We mentioned the expected goals for both these teams. 10th and 11th respectively for FC Tucson and North Carolina FC. So we'll see if more chances are created come half number 2.
FC Tucson fans, are you ready? The men in black are pushing for the playoffs. Fuerza Tucson!
So both teams just about set to go. They will switch ends. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us on this Wednesday evening out west in the desert of Tucson, Arizona. There is the whistle, and we are underway. A second 45 minutes of action, looking for that first goal tonight. Between these two sides, of course, Tucson down to 10 men as we start this second half. Here's Fisher. And Flores. Pearson. Wide for Flores. Curling this in, looking for Jackson. Fall for Flick. And now Cone. This time on his left foot, headed towards goal. To the back post, and Miscic was offside. Well, John Perlman said coming in that his side was on high alert, as he knows North Carolina is very wide open in the attack. They'll play with some enthusiasm. I think we've seen both of those things tonight. They've been trying to get forward as much as possible. They have been very active, especially in their press. As you'd think, North Carolina, a couple of wins when playing up a man, or at least when the other team sees a red card. Here's Adams. Korf. Trying to fend off a defender, and does. Here's Delgado now. Kone. Another challenge there. Doesn't look like the referee will brandish a card this time. Another look out on the right shore replay was Flick who went down. Delgado, he got brought down as well. A goal would really change the complexion of this game, whoever it comes for. It's Miscic. If North Carolina can grab that advantage, they would really be able to sit back and just play keep away with the man advantage. This does get wide for Dennis. Korf calling for it. Delgado still making the run. Here's Dennis, those long strides, plays it in field. Shot comes on, and it's right at McGuire. Alex Knox, who checked on in that first half, coming on for Gio Calixto. Through, and will trickle out of play for a goal kick. USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Played into space for Dennis. Again, does not decide to cross the ball. Instead, he'll try to bring this in on his own. He had runners in the middle. Delgado lifting this for Frankie. Puts it in back post. Mbai out of play. Corner kick coming for Tucson. Third of the match, first of this second half.
Come on, FC Tucson fans, make some noise for the Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick.
Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick coming for FC Tucson. Here's the in-swinger by Delgado, back post. It was Kalen Fox who thought that went off of the North Carolina defender last. Instead, it's out for another goal kick. Tried to play it through for Miscic. Instead, it's Delgado to clean it up. Good pass to clear this. Little push in the back and a free kick. Mbai doesn't agree with the decision, but the captain commits the foul.
Let's go Tucson!
It'll be Dennis to swing this in. Looking for that flick. Delgado. Tried for the back heel, didn't come off. Here's Jackson. Motoring forward, good challenge by Dennis, but still a chance for North Carolina FC to get upfield. Miscic trying to keep himself on side and does. Lapsley sliding in. And Shaq Adams was on his hip the whole way. Korf is in an offside position. Adams just doing enough and then getting out of the way, so he wasn't the one taken out by his sliding goalkeeper. Flores lays it off. Miscic. Steedman. Flores get in field. Steedman. Pearson will try the right with Flick and Cone. This is the goal that Cone did score, that goal of the year a year ago against Forward Madison. A tremendous goal that was on the turn. And this out for another goal kick. Well, if you can't watch the match, you're on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr, every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the app. One of those twos will change tonight. Tucson hoping it's the first one. Flores. Crowd telling the players what they want, as Tucson is right in the midst of this playoff push. They have gotten themselves back into it after they spent pretty much the first part of the season down towards the bottom of the table. Of course, the change in coach coming at the end of June with John Perlman taking over for John Gallus. Tucson in the second half. They have been able to score some late goals. Pearson for Flores. Low ball in, Miscic, and it's blocked down and out of play. Corner kick, North Carolina. Another look at it here on the right show replay. Flores did well to get into an attacking area. And then closing that door was Fox and Master Antonio. Curling in, right in front of goal, and the header is in. It's Peter Pearson, notches the opener for North Carolina FC. You just felt it coming for North Carolina. They were on the front foot, especially with the man advantage. Pearson able to put that in the back of the net, and North Carolina 1-0 up on Tucson. Another look at it here on the right sure replay. Good service provided. And it's a goal, the first of the season for Peter Pearson. least in the USL, that is his first goal. It's Pearson, who did spend some time a year ago with the Oakland Roots when they were in Nisa, made just a handful of appearances, and now finding himself with North Carolina FC. Gives them the 1-0 advantage, and now if you're FC Tucson, you really have to chase this game now. Another cross coming in. It's Miscic who went down, penalty! So a chance to double the advantage now for North Carolina. Tucson had done so well to hang in, and now it will be North Carolina going to the spot. And it will be Selmir Miscic. North Carolina 2 for 2 on penalties this season. Apsley has saved 1 on 4 faced this season. A big moment in the playoff push for FC Tucson. The ball's moving. It's a windy night in Tucson. Miscic scores! Selmir Miscic! 2-0 to North Carolina, and extending their advantages moments after they got there first. And the youngsters, they may be out of it, but they're not giving up. 2-0. Another look at it on the right sure replay. Lapsley went to his right, and Miscic went right down the middle. Fourth goal on the season for Selmir Miscic.
Substitution, North Carolina FC coming in number 7, Pekka for number 12.
And it will be a substitution as well for North Carolina. The very experienced Pekka, the 32-year-old, will come on and will replace Peter Pearson as a right sure substitution. So a long road back for Tucson. Korf. Here's Shaq Adams, wide. Great opportunity for Tucson to cut the deficit in half. It opened up for Shaq Adams. Again on the right sure replay. And put out wide. So even down a man, Tucson really going to have to start pushing some numbers forward. A loss would keep them level on points with North Texas ahead of their match against Fort Lauderdale on Sunday at Dry Pink Stadium. sure we'll see some gamesmanship here from North Carolina. 2-0 up, a man up, and on the road. Our first ever trip to Tucson. And trying to avenge that defeat from earlier this season. Master Antonio wasn't pleased with that decision. And Lorenzo Hernandez would like a word. Those 2 goals within about 3 minutes, and here come the subs. First one to be Danny Bedoya.
Daniel Bedoya, coming in for number 20, Joao Delgado.
So 3 subs coming on. Aliun Jacate will make his FC Tucson debut. He was signed back on September 23rd. They're all right-sure substitutions. Derry Korf, Charlie Dennis, João Delgado all coming off. Danny Bedoya, Kevin Rodriguez, and Aliun Jacate all coming on. So they're taking off their 2 leading goal scorers in Derry Korf and Charlie Dennis. And you wonder if there is one eye on Saturday night for John Perlman at this point. Maybe just trying to rest some of his top talent ahead of that big game against Tormenta. Can Tucson muster up in these last 25 minutes? Jacate, who had previously played with Indy 11 in the USL Championship, signed just a day before the roster freeze. Danny Bedoya, another one of those former New York Red Bull 2 players. Shaq Adams, a little bit too fast for himself. Those 2 goals came quick and they came fast for North Carolina. The second one being the penalty. Both not through the run of play. And if you're John Perlman, that has to be a cause for concern, at least for tonight. He talked about those critical moments in the game against North Texas, saying his side just wasn't good enough. Frankie. Kone. Play through the lines. He's bouncing out of play. Kone plays it right through the middle. Good touch. Jacate, saved by McGuire. Still in there. A back heel. And Adams couldn't get there. What an opportunity for FC Tucson again. They've been goal dangerous since going down 2-0, and they will need a bit more. Kone able to keep it. Miscic remains down. Tucson does not have to play this out. With Miscic down, it's 10v10. Cross blocked down, it stays in play, and now the referee will blow his whistle. Miscic, who converted the penalty, who is down. Tonight's presenting sponsor is the City of Tucson, who would like to extend a thank you to any and all frontline workers who made it out to the game tonight. Their service to the Tucson community is not overlooked. Great chance to bring the young ones out on a nice night. Watching the pros. It looks like he's got his FC Tucson kit on as well. Miscic slowly back to his feet. Ball back in play and all the way back to Wallace Lapsley. There's Pekka. And John Bradford was unsure if Pekka would be fit for tonight's match. We had him listed as out on the injury report. He was on the bench, and now he's on the field. Kone. Back for Lapsley. Knocks this downfield again. There were those two moments with Shaq Adams and Alioune Jakate. It looked like Tucson had two great chances to get back into this match. Unable to convert both of those. And we talked about that conversion rate being at 16%. Being second best across USL League One. And it looks like 3 subs readying for North Carolina on the far side. Jackson. Flores. NCFC just trying to play keep away from Tucson. 4 subs have already been used by John Perlman. This played in behind. Arriaga. Cross by Cone, and then Lapsley scoops it up. Join USL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month through October 15th. Visit uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage for exclusive content and stories that celebrate members of the Hispanic community that have shaped the USL. Again, played out wide for Josh Cohn, his return to FC Tucson after being the co-goal leader on the team a year ago with Shaq Adams. Again, played back forward, Lapsley. John Bradford said going into these last 4 games, he's never been motivated by trying to spoil something for someone. But he did say the main thing is the approach that we have going into these games, trying to be aggressive and play to their principles, which they have tonight. And of course, the man advantage helping things as we get into the final 15 minutes. 3 subs. That man right there, John Bradford, will be Robbie Cristo, Nelson Martinez, and Cole Frame. Ezeal Jackson, Selmir Miscic, both coming off. On the other one, Dan Steedman. All of those right shirt substitutions. Second substitution window used tonight by John Bradford. You mentioned up next for FC Tucson, a home match against Tormenta. As for North Carolina, they will stay on the road and they have another big match against Union Omaha over the weekend. Plan is to stay in Tucson one more night and then travel up to Nebraska in the morning. A week on the road for North Carolina FC before they finish at home with 2 southern rivals in Tormenta and Greenville. John Bradford said he knew this year would be a battle, and barring 4 wins down the stretch, or maybe even a little bit less depending on what other teams do, looks like they will finish at the bottom. But they have been competitive in so many matches this year. 9 of their first 10 matches were decided with a 1-goal margin or were 0-0. They were 1-6-3 in those 10 matches. So you can see where this team is. They're right there. But he did talk about those, they're playing with a young team, those young mistakes, but then you get a guy like Pekka there in the middle, so experienced. Cristo, who's now on the field as well, who's been with this side now for 3 seasons. Our experienced USL Championship players. John Perlman not pleased about the decision from the referee, or at least the late whistle. It's not often, got to get the coats out. Here in the middle of October, it gets a little chilly. He's not feeling the chill right now, he's a little bit hot. Chakate on the turn, ran into a white shirt, and it's cleared away. right now, Tucson looking like they are headed to their second straight 2-0 defeat and trying to avoid what they did earlier this season, at the end of July and into August, where they lost 4 straight. They only scored 1 goal over those 4 games, but after those 4 games, they ripped off 7 unbeaten. Unfortunately for them, though, they only have 3 more games after this. Tormenta at home over the weekend. They'll go to Breese Stevens Field on October 23rd. They'll finish at home against the Richmond Kickers. So that's the path between FC Tucson and the playoffs. And if you're an FC Tucson, I know they may not play like they're the last place team at times, but that's where North Carolina is in the table. Another look at that foul on the right sure replay. And Cristo getting a yellow card for his actions. And now a free kick. Tucson trying to go with some urgency now.
Let's go, Tucson!
10 minutes to go. Big set piece here for Tucson. Can they make it count? Bedoya plays it in. Cristo with the header. And a throw in here for Tucson. And look at what is to come this weekend. Plenty of good matches. Almost all of them with implications for the playoffs. It's a foul on Cristo. I think he's just saying, yeah, I'm a little bit taller than him. That's just where my arms are. But the Croatian with the foul. And a free kick coming for Tucson, but not before another sub.
Substitution, FC Tucson coming into the game, number 21.
And it will be Manu Ferriol, the Spaniard out of Valencia, to come on. Mohamed Kone will check out. That is the final sub of the match.
Let's go, Tucson.
For FC Tucson and John Perlman. And again, Bedoya standing over his set piece. Plenty of loft to this one. Headed back into the middle. On the volley! It's spilled in front. And then it's out of play. McGuire, it looked like he was just trying to pad that down to himself. Instead, couldn't make the catch. Here's a better look at it. On the right sure replay. Good effort just to get that back in the middle. Frankie took that on the volley. And it was Adams who was in the way of the goalkeeper and in an offside position. That is why the play was stopped. Otherwise, it would have been a corner kick. Again, played over the top, cued out of play. Here's Knox, trying to switch the point of attack. Looking for Jacate. Here's Cone to pick it up for North Carolina. This does stay in play. Frankie taken away from behind. And this will be a corner kick as Josh Cone goes down.
Tucson fans, make some noise for the Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick.
It'll be a Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick coming as Cone remains down. Athletic Brewing Company believes you shouldn't have to sacrifice your ability to be healthy, active, and at your best to enjoy great beers. So they created their innovative lineup of refreshing, non-alcoholic craft beers. Visit athleticbrewing.com to find their beer in stores near you.
Thank you, Fuerza Tucson.
It's Cone back to his feet. his return to Tucson. There's still one sub available for John Bradford in North Carolina if Cone is not able to continue. But it will be Danny Bedoya. And that sub will be taken. It'll be Thorne Simpson, the 23-year-old Jamaican, to come on for Cone. Here's Bedoya. Lofted to the back post. Still in there, Master Antonio. It falls. And scooped up by McGuire.
We are now past the 85th minute. 85th minute.
Here's Bedoya on the turn with 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Frankie lets this run through. It's Fox. Played in field. Trying to keep that moving. Ferriol. Lofted in, looking for the switch of play. Frankie was over there. Frame, looked like he tripped on the surface. Here's Christo. Crowd trying to urge Tucson on in these last few minutes. Ferriol. There's Kalen Fox. Ball rolled in, looking for Jacate. Again, it's Ferriol. And the flag is up for offside on Kevin Rodriguez. Look at the live table here with Tucson. They would remain on 33 points with North Texas. And this is their game in hand, so not getting a result out of this one no doubt hurt Tucson. They had that advantage. The advantage is now gone unless they can find something in these final 3 minutes plus stoppage. Played through the middle. Trying to put this away, it's Simpson. He got it all wrong. And credit Lapsley, who did a great job coming off his line to take away the angle from Thorne Simpson, who just is onto the field. Flores, play this into the middle, it's Pekka. Runs into Frankie, and it's a foul. Free kick, North Carolina. They can take more time off the clock. Here it is, get on the right, sure replay. So close for Simpson. He does have a goal this season. He won't find his second as of yet. Mike Robbie Cristo have a look at goal here. Cristo, and into the Tucson Knight. Well, up 2-0, late on, man up, might as well have a look. Flicked along, it's Rodriguez, Mbai there to cover. Kalen Fox, good skill to find space. Shaq Adams, Jacate, still Shaq Adams, option in the middle, this one off the post, the rebound is out of play. It's just that kind of night for FC Tucson. There were options in the middle, Ferriel was there on the follow. The first attempt though, blocked onto the post. And the rebound by Ferriel, wrong side of the post.
Fans, the fourth official on the field has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining.
That brings us into stoppage time. It's 4 minutes. And that is presented by Right Sure. Rodriguez. Frankie puts this out of play. Well, it's another weekend where every team in League One will be in action. 5 games on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday. And each and every one with playoff implications. It all starts 6:30 on Saturday night in Richmond. There'll be 3 games at 7 in Chattanooga, Greenville, and Omaha. And then it's FC Tucson to close out the night against Tormenta, with Fort Lauderdale hosting North Texas on Sunday night at Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Here's Cristo trying to put the exclamation point on this one for North Carolina. Cristo into the corner. It's a big body to contend with. Chikate plays it right through the middle. Potentially a chance. Kevin Rodriguez had to slow up. Chikate to the end line. Again, Rodriguez. 90 seconds left. Put into the middle, header down. Adams, shot from distance, is well out of play, and that should just about do it and seal the 3 points for North Carolina. Going down to 10 men. Tucson was 2-2-2. It looks like they'll fall to 2-3-2 in games where they have picked up a red card. They did pick up a red card in the game against North Carolina back in May. It was in the 90th minute. Game was pretty much in hand at that point. Got to credit the resiliency of John Bradford's side tonight. They were eliminated over the weekend from playoff contention, and yet they still come all the way on the road to Tucson, the farthest trip they'll have all season long. And they're able to get 3 points. Just tremendous effort from this young team. Bit more defending to do. Rodriguez puts this in. It's headed away. Corner kick. So most likely be the last action of the match.
FC Tucson fans, make some noise for the Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner.
It's a Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. Bedoya. It's headed away. There's the final whistle. And how about North Carolina FC? Out but not down. 3 points on the road in Tucson. 2-0 winners over FC Tucson. Tremendous effort from John Bradford's side tonight, and able to capture 3 points on the first of these 2 road games on this road trip for North Carolina. Peter Pearson in the 58th, Selmir Miscic in the 61st. And a dejected FC Tucson bench, but João Delgado is our right shirt man of the match. Solid night for him in the middle. Handful of tackles, handful of interceptions as well, but could not get the goal. It's time to look at our right shirt play of the match. It was that wonderful save by Wallace Lapsley, able to keep it at 0-0 for the time being. And we will come back to wrap things up here from Keno Sports Complex. It finishes FC Tucson 0, North Carolina 2.
At Tucson International Airport, we are nonstop for family reunions and first-time meetings for our teams and our heroes. I'm Danette Bewley, CEO of the Tucson Airport Authority, where we are nonstop supporting jobs and prosperity as an economic engine for the entire southern Arizona region, all without any local tax dollars. Tucson International Airport is nonstop for Tucson.
Kick off your shoes and go barefoot with us. Laugh with us. Yes, girl, with us. Surprise with us. Good times with us. Celebrate you with us. Strike a pose with us. Swap with us. Sip barefoot wine with us. Put down your phone and relax with us. Be you with us. Barefoot with us.
A chilly night in Tucson, and unfortunately for the home side, no points, no goals to show for. North Carolina 2-0 winners here tonight. This lone game on the Wednesday evening across USL League One. Time to look at our full-time highlights, and they are presented by Right Sure. Early on, there were some good chances for FC Tucson. Derry Korf forcing a save out of Jake McGuire in goal tonight, who posted a clean sheet for his side. This was the moment that changed the game. The red card, Dakota Barnathan. He checks every box for a red card. He was sent off. And FC Tucson will be down to 10 men. Come the second half, Peter Pearson. His first goal on the season, his first goal in USL League One. And then just moments later, Miscic brought down in the box, and Miscic would go to the spot. We'll look at the foul. Just a push in the back. Referee was on top of it, makes the correct decision. Miscic right down the middle. And that would be the second goal of the night, and it would be enough to seal all 3 points for North Carolina FC. His 4th goal on the season as we now look at the Clear Channel outdoor standings. Tucson still holding on to that last spot. And if you're a Richmond Kickers fan, you have to like that result from FC Tucson and North Carolina. And hey, you know, if they can finish the season strong, they can take some momentum into next year as they will go on the road to Omaha next. That's how the standings look going into the weekend. All 12 teams will play in 6 matches across Saturday and Sunday. That'll do it for our coverage tonight from Keno Sports Complex here in Tucson. It finishes FC Tucson 0, North Carolina 2. For our entire crew, I'm Josh Eastern. So long from Tucson. We'll talk to you this weekend. Good night.
Copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.